Elijah Toussaint back here with the PAT, all things football and Patriot related. Today we're just reacting on Bill Belichick's, firing / moving on from the Patriots. It's pretty safe to say, yeah, he probably did get fired. All these people coming out saying like, oh, how could there not be more done? You couldn't have given him a farewell tour or, given him one more year or, giving him more of a celebration. It's like, do you guys know who the celebration would be for? For Bill Belichick, the guy who literally never wants any of the spotlight on him. So I just think it's really silly to be saying stuff like that. Like, they came out in a short press conference, because what questions are there to answer? We all know that Bill really doesn't want to leave, and Robert probably doesn't want to move on from him. The thing is some things run its course, and the time was up. In a year where you've just given Gerard Mayo an extension with the hinting at he's going to be the runner-up candidate to be the head coach once Bill was out of there. And then also Mike Vrabel, who's a Patriot for life, just got inducted into the Patriots Ring of Honor earlier this year, saying we've got a game to win, which caused some flack with him in the ownership at Tennessee. So and you got the number 3 overall pick with $100 million in cap space and a defense that's plug and play. And really, there's a couple offensive weapons. You got Pop Douglas, Mike Onwenu, Cole Strange, I think, has more potential. Jake Andrews looked pretty good. City Sal and is raw, but there's something to like there. And same with Mafi. Trent Brown's obviously gone. Ramondre, and we'll see how Bourne comes back up the torn ACL. And obviously Mack and Bailey, they're gone. But the defense is plug and play. And you've got an offense that has a couple pieces. And I'm not exaggerating, the couple, like 2. So, but you've got $100 million in cap space. You've got the 3rd pick in the draft. Might I add, a quarterback-heavy draft. Then you've got the 2nd pick of the 2nd round due to tiebreaker rotation. What is there not to like? On top of the fact that, yeah, you would be following Bill Belichick, who's the greatest coach of all time. But what better place to go? Like, what better places are there besides, I mean, it's the Patriots, Cowboys, Steelers, and Niners. Those are probably the most historic franchises in the NFL. Like, are you kidding me? You're telling me that an alpha male like Mike Vrabel, who played there, won 3 Super Bowls? I think he won 2. He might have won 3. Either way. You're telling me that he wouldn't like to take a crack at running the greatest franchise in the NFL? Like, you got to be kidding me. He's going to jump all over that. Same with Gerard Mayo and any coaching candidate. So this whole connotation that, oh, it's an undesirable landing spot. And it's like, first of all, that's not how coaches think. Coaches don't show up to a job and think, oh, this is too much for me to fix it. They would have never gotten to the position they were in their field in the first place if that's how they thought. They come with solutions to problems and, in the end, hope to solve it. So the Crafts have made good decisions throughout their tenure, and they're going to continue. We have to put our faith in them. This ended amicably, as they said, which is obvious. I mean, they're professionals. Bill has been the best coach in football for the last 2 decades. Like, he's a professional man. And Robert is a successful business owner. Like, he's obviously professional. So this whole worry that it was going to end ugly or they're going to try to trade him. First of all, why would Bill want to go to a franchise that they just gave up a 2nd or 3rd round pick to get him? So he's going there losing assets, and he'd have to sign off on it anyway because he's the GM Patriots. It just didn't make any sense, and didn't make any sense to think, as professionalism goes, if you're going to get rid of him, let him choose where he wants to go. Let him have free reign. He might not want to coach. I mean, look at Nick Saban with the changes in college football. He's just like, I don't think I've got it in me to do what it takes, because it takes a lot. I mean, I'm not a coach, but it doesn't take a genius to tell that it takes all your time and effort to coach in the NFL or at a professional level, especially the NFL. Especially when you're the GM as well. So he's got 2 time-consuming jobs in one. He might not want to. I'm sure he does. I think that the best possible landing spot for him would be Dallas. And when you look at Dallas the past few years, you see like the one thing that they really lack is in-game coaching. Mike McCarthy's a good coach. I'm not going to act like he isn't. Been to the playoffs multiple times, won a Super Bowl with the Packers, 12-5 in 3 consecutive years with the Cowboys. The only thing is they have the reputation to fail in big games. They also haven't been able to get over the divisional round hump. And it's been 30 years since they've been to a Super Bowl and won one. And you look at Jerry. Jerry's not getting any younger, just as Bill isn't. Those are 2 lions in the NFL industry and history. When you put Bill, who was a defensive coordinator with the Giants in the 80s, you put him with there's nobody like Lawrence Taylor, but the closest thing that we are to an LT would be Micah Parsons. And you put Bill with Micah in that loaded DB. I mean, you got Trevon Diggs will be coming back off of an ACL. You've got Deron Bland, who's jumped onto the scene. Now, Stephon is a free agent, but, I mean, I don't see any reason, especially if Bill was there. You're telling me he wouldn't want to pair up with Bill when he won Defensive Player of the Year? Like, those 3? That's disgusting. Then you got DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. You got Van Der Esch in the middle, and they'll probably draft there's like Junior Colson coming out of Michigan. I mean, tell me he wouldn't fit perfectly in that defense. Strong, fast, long middle linebacker who hits like a fucking truck. Like, put him in that defense. Your linebackers are fast, your defense is fast. That's just how it is. And Malik Hooker, former first rounder, playing free safety, like, let's not sleep on him. Like, he's better than I think people are giving him credit for. And then you got some young developing pieces on the defensive line like Mozzie Smith. You put Bill on that defense, and then you bring back Josh McDaniels, because Josh is probably going to travel with Bill if he ever wants a chance at head coach in the NFL again. Not saying he'd get it, but the only way, too, is if he had a successful run with Bill one more time and he was the succession plan. So you bring him back because Josh is an elite offensive coordinator. The whole thing. He's not a good head coach. Whatever. That's fine. Some people aren't. But he's an elite OC. And when you pair him up with Bill, it's a nightmare for all 31 other teams. So you put him in with Dak, who fits, a lot of the game play, the way that the Patriots like to play football. Like, Dak is more mobile than Tom, yeah, but Dak likes to play from the pocket, but he is very elite at extending plays, but he's kind of evolved into a pocket passer. He's not the greatest at it, but he's definitely just like stepped up this year, and you're like, oh wow, this dude has taken his game to another level. Then why not bring back Zeke? He just played with you in New England. Bring him back to Dallas, which they should have never let him go. Like, you're telling me Bill wouldn't want to jump into that team? He'd get the record quick. They'd probably get over the hump and win a Super Bowl. I mean, it's hard to win a Super Bowl, but they definitely would be favorites. And then the other team is Philly. What is their coach offering him? He's the motivation. They don't seem very motivated. He's not the offensive play caller. He's not the defensive play caller. And you've got the most loaded offense, which works for Bill because he's terrible at building an offense. So you have the offense already set. Sweet. Come in. And he's pretty good at draft offensive linemen, which they might need a couple coming up. But he's a defensive guru, which is where they struggle. So he could fix that thing up in one offseason, and they'd be set. And, there's rumors, the Chargers. It's like, I don't see him going out to L.A. Yeah, they have great pieces with Bosa and James and Herbert. He doesn't seem like a fit. Philly, the kind of the Northeast still, attitude of like kind of Boston area, like no BS. And Jeffrey Lowry, their owner from Boston. Dallas, it's down there in the South, but the big brand, the history. Bill's a historian, so you put him in Dallas, a ready-to-win team. Like, those seem like the two most obvious. Yeah, there's the Washington Commanders, which I think if they were still the Redskins, he would really entertain that. I think the name Commanders is really dumb. It's crazy that got changed. Anyways, that's a different story for a different day. But the Falcons, they're in there. I don't see that happening. That just seems like a freaking long shot. So, either way, to touch it all up, Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time, and he always will be. What happened in New England will never happen again in sports. 20-plus years of dominance. I mean, they had two separate dynasties. Tom was a huge role in that, and Bill was a huge role in that. The whole discussion, is it Tom or is it Bill? It's both of them. And all other 52 team players and team members and associates on the team. Like, it takes the whole village to win a Super Bowl. I've never seen a Super Bowl won just because you got one good guy. It's just not how the NFL works. It's how other sports are, not the NFL. Especially to do this in the free agency and salary cap era. Incredible. So, I'll forever be grateful to Bill. He is, responsible for why I'm so involved in football and how I love it so much. I mean, from when I was a kid, my dad was like always telling me the Patriots were so bad growing up, and I just got born into the perfect time and fell in love with them. And it was easy to stay in love with them. It's like dating a girl, it's like going on a date with a girl because she's beautiful, and then she ages even prettier and her personality is amazing. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you stay in love? That's how it was with the Patriots. It just kept getting better. So, my hat's off to Bill and the Patriots. It's run its course, and a little bit of a tear during that press conference. I love Bill. Always will. First ballot Hall of Famer. Incredibly grateful for him. And, I wish him success wherever he goes. If it's more media, if it's still in the NFL, whatever he does, I wish him success and health. And I believe he'll get that. Just hopefully not against the Patriots. But you better believe, wherever he goes, the NFL's making an exception to get Bill versus the Patriots. I don't care if it's NFC and not the correct divisional matchups for that season. They're making it happen. You better believe it. And I am all here for it. I'll be decked out in my gear. Bill versus, Bill's always just demolished rookie quarterbacks. Now he's going to go up against another rookie that the Patriots just brought in. Like, that would be such a fun storyline. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, if it is Vrabel as well, Vrabel kind of ended the dynasty. That was Brady's last year in New England. They kicked him out of the playoffs on a pick six to seal the game. So now you're bringing Vrabel as the Patriots coach, now as the Bill, with a rookie quarterback. I mean, I'm assuming he's coaching a juggernaut. I mean, that would be such a fun matchup for the NFL. That's 30-plus million viewers, easy. So, outside of that, this is running a little longer, but, those are my immediate thoughts, and we'll just see as more time comes. I'll touch on, Patriots coaching lead options and then other news around the NFL. It's not always going to be the Patriots, just a mainstay of the channel because I love the Patriots, as you can tell. And so just keep up to date. Again, I'm Elijah with the PAT. Tune in for more. God bless. Have a great day.